Ryan, starting Army football practice, first practice, and our first chance to talk to players. Max DiDomenico and Cody Winokur. And Max, so we saw you last week at the media day. What's it like to actually be out on the field with your teammates?
Yeah, it's super exciting. You wait all summer, all off season to get camp started. So it's a great day to get out here, get all the guys together, and really get started on the season.
And Cody, just tell us a little bit about your summer and getting set in your first day out on the field with your teammates.
Yeah, we're excited for the opportunity to get after it this year, especially being in the American Conference. And, all summer we were working to maximize our potential as a team, as a unit, get as close as we can, really be a player-led group. That's what we're focused on this season, having everything come from within and taking the coaching from the classroom to the field and just being the best players that we can be.
Max, just tell us a little bit about setting up a number of players graduated this past year who played a lot of football and defensive secondary for Army. How is it putting a new unit together? Who are some of the guys you see out in the roles?
Yeah, it's the same thing every year. Of course, we lost, a lot of players had a lot of experience, but they did a great job of getting the guys behind them ready to play. Guys are going to prove themselves during camp. This is their opportunity. Everyone here is competing for a spot, so it's fun competition, healthy competition, get everyone going. I'm excited.
Cody, same question, your position, defensive line. How is it putting the group together? Who are some of the players in key roles at this point?
Yeah, we got Kyle obviously coming back, Sean, Jack Latour, got older guys that we're excited about, and we got a lot of young guys who are still getting evaluated as well. We're just excited about the new group that we're able to mold and put the best product that we can forward.
Seth Mendelson, Black Knight Nation. Nice to meet you guys. It's kind of a new beginning for Army football, new league. It seems a lot of excitement out in the world. You talk to people and the press is covering it. Saw an article, national article a couple of days ago with the coach. Give me your views on that. Is it something? Are you guys thinking any differently than you did in the past?
No, sir. It's the same thing every year, right? Your ultimate goal to do every week is just win, right? Doesn't matter who you're playing. It doesn't matter who's lining up across from you. Just playing the best Army football that we can, right? The conference, I think it's exciting. It adds a new element to the season. But like I said, it doesn't change what our goal is and what we're focused on. We're focused on ourselves, just getting ourselves better, competing every week.
Cody?
Yeah, I'm sorry, can you restate your question?
Just a new beginning for Army football, going into the league, going to the new conference.
Yeah, all that stuff is great for all the admin guys, for all the fans. That's what that's for, obviously. We have a brand of football here that we play and we take pride in that hasn't changed, and how we hold that standard hasn't changed. So we're just going to implement what we've been doing, holding each other accountable into this new environment that we're in, and give ourselves the best chance to win every game.
As captains, you have a bunch of freshmen coming in. You got a lot of undergrad, younger guys. What do you see your roles as the captain of the team?
Just being that person who sets the example, upholds the standard. Honestly, it's just a title, right? Everyone should be doing the same thing. I think everyone can hold a leadership role. Our team's full of leaders, and it's awesome, right? I think personally, everyone should be a leader, or strive to be a leader in different ways. But like I said, our role is just, do our best every day, bring that positive energy, get the guys going when they need it, and everything else will fall in place.
Thank you. Cody, anything to add?
Yeah, kind of building off of what Max said, just embodying servant leadership across the board. Like he was saying, anybody could have the title of captain, at the premier leadership institution in the world. So the way I see it is that the 4 guys that we got voted this year, it's their responsibility to hold our team accountable for when things aren't going so good, maintain the standard, because anybody can be at the top when things are going really good, So when you're not doing good, when you're battling through certain things, like who's going to be the people to step up and hold your team accountable? And I think we have a really good group of seniors and good group of captains to do that this year.
Thank you, guys. Ken?
Ken McMillan, Times Herald Record. Max, just tell me about the first day. How did it go? What was the most exciting aspect for you?
Yeah, I thought the first day went great. Of course, mistakes are made. A lot of things to work on. It's day one, getting our feet under us, but it's always exciting to go out there. I don't know what I was most excited for. I would say just starting camp, right? Like I said, that's what you get ready for. All off season, get ready to go into camp. We're all here together, me and the new freshmen. They're a part of our team now, and they're going to help us in any way they can. So it's just exciting meeting new people, getting back into it, playing the sport we love.
Cody, same thing. What was the first day like? What did you see out there, especially amongst the younger players?
Yeah, good day. Obviously, we graduated a lot of dudes, so we got to teach these younger guys how to practice again, and that comes back with muscle memory. A lot of them were on the scout team last year, so being up on the travel squad or not on the scout team, there's a different speed that we play at, obviously. I was most excited to just get full speed reps the best we could. Obviously, we're not in full pads yet, but to being able to take it from the meeting room out onto the field and be out of the off season, put a helmet on, get out there, sweat, throw your hands around, that's a great feeling.
You're a couple of years removed from being a freshman yourself. What was it like watching them out there today? Did they run around with their heads cut off, or what is it like?
It's good. It gave me a lot of perspective, and I was like, man, was that what I looked like when I was a freshman? But all we really care about is that they're playing with attitude and effort, and then we can teach them, or we will teach them how to practice hard, how they fit into this scheme, how they should address certain things, how to just go about being a football player at West Point. So if they control all the things that they can handle, we control everything else for them and can help them out.
Max, Army's coming off a pair of 6-6 seasons, so not on the losing side, but not on the winning side. No bowl games. What can you do as a team to kind of get you over the top this year?
Yeah, all the coaches always talk about every week, right? The room for mistakes is this big, right? And then that's the difference between winning and losing. I don't know if you look at like the margin of error, and then you look at how much we lose by every week. It's usually like pretty close, play here and there. So I think getting over that hump and flipping the script on our side when things are going bad and getting the momentum shifted back to our favor will be big this year. Putting ourselves in the best position to win in the fourth quarter. Right, we preach the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter war is huge in our program. If we can have an opportunity to win the fourth quarter, we got to win it.
Cody, obviously you guys have been practicing, not on the field, but weight training and all this stuff, meetings. How useful is that? But how much better is it starting today?
Yeah, I love being in the weight room, and in our program, the weight room is probably the single most important thing that we do because, we got to develop guys. We have a lot of good players who come in and they just grind for 2, 3 years and finally make something of themselves their senior year versus at another school you can have somebody pop in right now, right before you start camp, somebody can transfer in and you're going to have a different football team, different roster when you go into that first game. So that's one thing that we see that not necessarily as a weakness because in my opinion, this is one of the last places where college football is its pure state. No one's playing for NIL money. We're playing for each other. We come in and grind, and you see who makes himself into a good football player. And, that's all we care about is taking a dude and making sure that he is given every single thing that he possibly can. We're not going to hold anybody to a...
Does it bother you having all this NIL money out there in the college football world? And also, we're now to 4 major conferences because the Pac-12 dissolved, and there seems to be a black hole of college football. Everybody's like trying to get into the one super conference.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me personally. I mean, you sit back in your locker one day, you're like, man, that would be nice to open your bank account and see some money in there. But obviously, you come here for a different reason, and nobody comes here for money. We come here to get a great education, play Division I football, and then commission as second lieutenants when we graduate. And when you have everybody with that like mindset who comes into the program, it's very, I'm not going to say easy, but you don't have as many contingencies to deal with at other schools. Everyone here knows name hometown high school. It's a true brotherhood. That black flag over there means something. We describe people as being black flag. Nowhere around the country is anybody else black flag because the dudes that we come in with are the dudes that we go out with. And we go through summer military training together, more than just football. So then when it comes to football, we translate all those details that we have on the military side to the football field. And if we can do that and execute, we'll be a really good team.
Last thing, what's it like being captain, Max?
It was a super big blessing, and it was truly an honor. when my teammates voted me captains, and I'm sure it's the same for the other captains. It's just one of those things that it's hard to put into words, right? It's something you strive for, to be like a great leader and stuff like that, but it's not necessarily like a goal to become a captain, right? Like, like I said, I'm just honored that my teammates trusted me enough to put me in that position. At the end of the day, we're all the same. Like, we still got the same goals, and we're just ready for the season.
Cody, being a leader of leaders.
What about it, sir? So I just comment on it?
Yes.
Yeah, like kind of what Max was saying, anybody here I feel like is qualified to lead our team, just in terms of what they bring to the table, their attributes, whether or not they can execute and do it in the right time and step up and have that capability. That's a little bit of a discrepancy, obviously, because, you come in and you're a big block of marble, and then by the time you leave, you're chiseled, and maybe not physically, but mentally you're chiseled. And, you just went through 4 years of development, and now you're what they want on the back end. So kind of talk about the captain thing, like, what a great honor to be picked by your teammates. And then in my mind, it's like, all right, now these guys have given me the opportunity to hold them accountable, and they're like, hey, when things go wrong, we want you guys to handle this. When things are going well, like, keep this in perspective, stuff like that. We're really passionate about just being grounded and remaining humble, and like making sure that everyone is pulling in one direction. If that makes sense.
Why did you point to Max when you said about not being chiseled?
Oh yeah, I don't know. He's pretty chiseled.
Yeah, I don't know why you pointed at me. That was a mistake.
Yeah, I was talking about myself.
Cody, let me just ask you, Max, about how did you get through summer training, maintaining weight, weightlifting? It's always been a challenge at West Point.
You want to go first?
Yeah, Coach Hughes always preaches, just eating as much as you can, and a couple weeks before we go out, like that's what he's preaching, right? Put on as much weight as you can, especially for these guys who are going to need it when we come back for the summer and for the season. So it's definitely a challenge. Coach Munkin's done a great job of being able to kind of set us up with our summer trainings and kind of put us in the best position possible to maintain that weight. But yeah, it's definitely a challenge, but you come back, Coach Hughes gets us ready, gets us strong. Super blessed here to have everyone providing protein shakes and meals, and you don't get that everywhere. So we're definitely lucky for that. Yeah, I think Coach Hughes is the biggest advocate for putting on weight out of everyone. So we're gonna listen to him. We trust him, what he says.
Yeah, we can over to Zoom if we have anything.
Hey guys, Joe Iacono with GoBlackKnights.com. Max, first question for you. Talked a lot about some of the experience that graduated in the secondary, Jabari Moore, Q Hammond, some of those guys, and having to replace a lot of that. Kind of, what do you think are some of the keys to the success for some of the younger guys in the secondary who are now stepping up into starting roles and leadership roles? What are you focusing on with your younger teammates?
Yeah, just getting them in the playbook. That's the biggest thing. If you're confident in your ability to know the plays and know what you're doing before the ball snapped, then you'll be able to play fast. Doesn't matter how athletically gifted you are or any of the other factors. So right now, just getting their heads in the playbook, watching film with them, doing whatever they need to put themselves in the best position possible to play is super important.
And again, for you, Max, you've had a lot of reps throughout your career at Army, but now as a firstie, safety, kind of, that position's got a little bit of a legacy with Marquell Broughton and Ced Cunningham and, Ryan England, and the list goes on and on. I'm leaving out probably 10 to 12 guys there. Yeah. But, kind of, what does that mean to you that you've kind of been selected, as and kind of earned, I shouldn't even say selected, you've earned your way into that position in the secondary. And kind of what does that look like specifically in Coach Woody's defense? We know he puts a lot of responsibility kind of on that senior leader at the safety position to kind of make sure everybody's in the right position and lined up right and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, my freshman year is Ced's senior year, and then Quell's sophomore year. His junior year. So, I was able to pick those guys' brains and kind of ask them questions every day and work with them and travel with them. So they set that standard, kind of similar to what Cody was saying. Those guys before us really helped put me in the best possible position. And then playing with Q last year, Q was here for a while. He was able to kind of show me the ways and put me under his wing and kind of help me out. So, I think just being that person that guys can come to, they need help. I know the defense pretty well. I've been here a while. Like I can take these guys through a film session, take these guys, do some homework with them on the football field. So I think just being able to be that person, positive attitude, positive energies is important for Coach Woody's defense.
And Cody, what's probably the number one thing you're working on personally for your game this year as defensive lineman? What's the number one thing you're looking to improve in fall camp?
Overarchingly, maybe get a little faster. I don't know, we'll see if that happens. But my goal for us as a unit is to just make sure that everyone is buying into what Coach Cronin's teaching and be able to take that from the meeting room to the practice field and execute it at a very high level. The weight room's important, but we're not the Army weightlifting team. The classroom's important, but we're not the Army get on the board team, So we got to be able to get out on the field and execute at a high level.
Thanks, Joe.
Awesome. And
You got one more? Go ahead.
one more? Okay, yeah. So Cody, you got a pretty cool story. It's been pretty well documented, time in the regular Army, everything else. Kind of, how does that some of that experience help you kind of lead your team? You're kind of the most experienced guy on the team in terms of life experiences and those kinds of things. Are you able to lean on some of that in terms of kind of your perspective and the way you lead your teammates?
Yeah, really, not so much the events, but the lessons that you learn from those events. Being resiliency. Getting more emotionally intelligent about what's going on, how to deal with people, how to tailor your leadership style to other people's in order to get the best out of them. So definitely I've used my experience, and I want to, and I love helping these dudes, but it's not so much, hey, look at this thing that I did. It's like, hey, here's what I learned, and I'm going to help you and make sure you don't make those mistakes and make you a better person. That way you can be a better football player.
Thanks, guys.
Cool. Thank you.
You're all set, guys.